Andy here from Evolve Movement and Health. I got my student Jan here with me today, and we're going to show you the first video from the basic submission series. We're going to look at the armbar, the mechanics, how to apply a proper armbar, and we're going to show you a few setups from a guard position and also a setup from the top position. I hope you guys enjoy. Alright guys, we're going to start from the closed guard position now, the basic arm lock in the closed guard. So I like to start with both grips on the sleeves here, curl your forefingers around, thumb on the outside, you rotate your wrists out, you have a nice double sleeve control. You can also work with collar sleeve, okay? But what I want to do, I want to go to the arm anyway, so it doesn't matter if you start like this or start like this. I'm going to go 2-on-1 on the arm. Grab above the elbow, behind the tricep, get a good cupping grip, okay? So I'm going to lift his arm, and the little detail here is I'm going to lift my hip as well. Then after I pull his arm to my right, I'm going to turn my hip to my left. So there's a space for his arm to drop into, okay? So his posture will drop down a little more. Then I'm going to grab with my other arm on the opposite shoulder, try to grab behind the armpit and pull his shoulder down. Okay, important that this grip doesn't let go until the very end. Okay, otherwise you'll lose the arm and there's no arm lock. So if I have the shoulder control and the posture, to break the posture, my left foot is going to go on the hip, and important, I'm going to stay connected again so he cannot pull his arm out. There's no space. I don't want to be like this because then he can pull his arm out and there's again no arm bar. So keep the grip on the tricep, keep the grip on the shoulder, foot on the hip, connected to the shoulder with your knee and your leg, okay? So now the hardest part in the beginning for the beginners for learning the arm lock is making the angle. So I'm going to push off of the hip and I'm going to lift this leg all the way into the armpit, and I'm going to try to pull my heel down on his back. Try to go as high as possible, so down here is going to be less effective. This is much better, okay? Controlling the posture with my leg and the shoulder now, the grip on the shoulder. So, the quick arm bar, push the head away, swing the leg over, and you're in the position. Important here is that you put the leg on the head and don't cross your legs on the back, because he can extend his neck. If you can extend his neck, it's easier to extend the back and regain posture, and I might lose the arm bar. So I'm going to, in this position, go over the head, neck area. Then one more detail, I'm not going to turn to my right too much, because the more I turn to my left, the more pressure I put on his head, the harder it's going to be for him to make the posture. The shoulder grip, once I'm here, the shoulder grip goes to the wrist. Same like with the mount position that I'm going to show you afterwards, is that I grab like this. Okay, I want to grab the wrist so he cannot rotate his arm. Okay, then the second arm here, this is the step where I can slide up and get my hand here as well. Keep curling your heels down, so engaging your hamstring, and then I drive my hip up, activating my glutes, and you get the tap. Okay, so we'll look at it one more time. So get your grips to start off with and decide which side. I'll go 2-on-1, grab behind the tricep. Pull the arm, lift your hip, and turn your hip to the opposite side of where you're pulling his arm. Then, soon as you pull the arm across, the sleeve grip lets go, grab the shoulder, pull down. Then, as soon as you have that, foot on the hip, stay connected, immediately lift your leg, push off of the hip, rotate a bit, cut down with this leg, and you have a good angle. Then you can swing the leg over straight away. If that works, fine, go for it. But sometimes you don't feel like you have the proper angle yet, or he's knowing what's going on, and he's keeping his head high to this side, and now it's hard to swing my leg over. Maybe I'm not that flexible. So what am I going to do then? I'm going to keep the shoulder control here, and I'm going to try to climb over his shoulder. So try to cover his shoulder with your leg, squeeze the knees in, you have a good control. Now from here, this is just an extra step. So first you climb over the shoulder, and now you could manage to climb over the head. Get the wrist grip, make sure you can't rotate. Second hand comes there as well. Keep curling with down with your hamstring, hips up, and you get a nice armbar finish. Okay, so one more time, without the details, full speed. Okay guys, so next position, mount. We're gonna look at the basic arm lock from the mount position, okay? So what you wanna do is, if you want to go for the armbar, then you need to go towards a high mount, because I wanna control his arms. And if I'm in a low mount down here, his arms are way too free to move, okay? So you need to find a way to climb up. So an option that you could do is try to use the head here. You control the head, and then you try to use your knees to go inside between his arms, so you climb up, okay? If you get in this position, then we're going to have to choose a side, okay? So for example, if I like to turn to my right to attack this arm, then I'm going to try to bring this knee high to this side. At the same time, I want to control this arm. So my arm here is going to be going around here, like this. Or sometimes I first control this arm. Yeah, but for basics, go around here. Then from here, I'm going to make a quick move. This is the hard part. If I'm going to make a arm bar here, then I have to switch the knee here to the other side, like this. So if you do this sloppy or slow, then there's always a gap. So you need to be quick. So we're going to take a look at the S-mount position, or the shin box, some people call it. So if you have the high position, and you're going to climb the knee up and go around the arm here, then I need to use my hand here, and when I switch to the S-mount, my hand goes to the other side. So I'm going to lift my knee and then push off this hand, boom, drop my right side of my hip on his chest. This hand I can post so I don't lose my position, and then once I post here, as fast as you can, you bring your heel towards the head and your knee towards his head, and you rotate your hip all the way to the right side in this situation here. So, boom, like this. So I really push my knee in to his head, and I curl my heel in also to his head. So all my weight is on his chest, on my right hip here. And this hand is just to make sure I don't fall off. So I try to keep as much weight as I can on the chest. This hand, of course, is in, as it's controlling the arm. And from here, I can start to go for the arm lock. So what I can do if I have a very good grip, I can try to swing my foot over. And then when I sit back, I need to stay forward with my body. So first my hips, my butt go next to the mat, and then I can work later going back. A big mistake is when people do the switch to the S-mount here. They make the switch, step over the head, and they go all the way back already with the body here. And then my body's not connected to the arm. So always stay here first, and then you can work the grip. So again, if we start from here, we climb up, use the legs, push the head down, try to bring the knee as high as you can, dig your arm in. Now you could get your gi, or you could get the second arm as well. So I like to get the second arm, grip on the second arm as well. Then from here, I make a quick S-mount transition. So your hand is here, you lift your leg here, and you switch. Boom. Make sure you turn all the way. Your hip needs to be pointing that direction. So it's all the way against his upper arm here. So I cannot be like this open. This is gonna give him too much slack. He's gonna escape. So turn in, okay? So this arm is around here, either holding your gi or holding the other arm as well. Then from here, I'm going to first step over the head. Step over the head. Then bring your butt down and stay leaning forward. The second hand can also here hold his arm. Okay? Then from here, I like to hook my legs, preference would be the leg that's on top of his head underneath this one, because let's say he's trying to defend and I have this one up, he can push this one off more easily. So if I hook underneath here and he tries to push it off now, that's going to be way harder. Yeah, that's also another reason why I like to hook, because if you don't hook, then the arms are more free and it's easier to escape. Now, I'm not saying you cannot finish your arm lock when you have the feet like this, but if he's still holding a grip and you need to still break the grip, I would prefer to cross the legs in this position. Okay, so in this position, crossing the legs is always a good option for control, because you don't, if you go to the, if you do the armbar in the guard, then when you hook the legs, he can make posture. Well, that's not the same situation over here. So here, hooking the legs is good for the control. So you have the arm here. Another detail on control is when I land here and I really want to maintain the position, I can use this hand and grab his pants or grab his leg. So no gi, you can just grab the leg here, you just go underneath, grab the leg, and in the gi you could also hold the pants. Yeah, but I just like grabbing the leg. So then from here, of course, one more detail, if you don't have a gi, you can just hold your hip. I like using the gi, then I grab the gi from here. So now to break his grip, I don't want to immediately start leaning back, because if he's strong, then that's never going to work. I'm going to use my legs. So a simple way that I like to do is I swing this leg over here, cut down, bring the other leg over, I put some pressure now with my hips in, and now you see he's going to lose the grip. Then once I get here, of course I want to finish. So when I finish here, I like to let go of this one, because I want to grab the wrist and make sure he cannot rotate anymore. So if I grab the wrist here, then it's hard for him to rotate his arm, and now I can just lift up, I can get the tap. If I have my arm just like this, then maybe Jan can show us, he can rotate his arm, yeah, that's it, see? He can spin out. If I make sure that I hold here, and if he's trying to spin now, he can spin, but he cannot rotate his wrist. So then I'll just keep pushing, and then you can get the finish. Yeah? So that's the way I always try to finish the arm bars, getting the grip like this. Okay, then it doesn't matter, because if his arm would be rotated, let's say this side, of course his thumb is pointing there, so his elbow joint is pointing that way. So if I push the hips up now, I don't get the arm lock. But if I hold the wrist like this, I can still pull and push on the inside of my leg, and I still get a very easy submission from here, okay? But if I don't have anything like this, it's way harder to get that same extension on his elbow, because here I can pull and here I can push, okay? Same here. I can pull and control the wrist. But if I'm like this, man, I can't control the wrist, and he can keep turning his elbow all directions. So it will take me all day and I won't get a tap. Okay, so show you this one more time, full speed. Okay guys, that was part one of our basic submission series, how to do a basic arm lock. Showed you guys how to get it from the bottom and from the top. I hope you like it. Let me know if you have any questions, place them in the comments, and I'll see you guys next time.